The shuttle cut through endless storms and dropped into a dead sky. Anakin stepped onto Blackstone and felt the cold of Exegol crawl through his boots. Towering statues watched from the dark. Below them, thousands of hooded voices chanted his name beside rivers of fire. Palpatine did not rush. He wanted every step to sink into Anakin's mind. He showed him shipyards hidden under the ice, factories lit by red lightning, and star destroyers rising in silence like blades from a grave. This was not a dream. This was an empire waiting to be born. Anakin stared at the fleet and forgot to breathe. The Clone Wars suddenly felt small. Coruscant, the Senate, the Jedi Council, all of it looked weak compared to this buried power. Palpatine stood beside him and spoke softly. The Jedi thought they protected peace, but peace had already lost. The Sith had prepared for generations. Then Palpatine led him deeper. In hidden chambers, machines breathed around broken bodies and failed experiments. Dark science and ancient ritual had become one. Here, Palpatine said, life itself can be bent. He did not promise Padme's safety outright. He did something worse. He made it seem possible. That hope struck harder than any blade. Anakin saw a path where Padme lived, where his child lived, where no Jedi Master could command him again. The fear inside him became purpose. The anger became focus. By the time they reached the highest throne platform, Anakin was no longer asking if he should fall. He was asking what he must destroy first. Palpatine smiled as the storm answered with thunder. Then a holomap flared to life, and on it burned one name above all others. Obi-Wan Kenobi was already on his way to Mustafar, and the future lurched toward its first murder. Obi-Wan was coming, and now Anakin would meet him with Exegol in his heart. Anakin followed Palpatine through the deepest halls of Exegol, and each chamber stripped away another piece of doubt. He saw engineers shaping weapons in silence. He saw priests chanting over flesh and machines. He saw star destroyers stretching across the ice like a graveyard waiting to rise. For years, the Jedi had told him the Sith were hiding, broken, and weak. Exegol proved the opposite. This was not survival. This was victory, prepared in secret while the Republic tore itself apart. Palpatine watched the shock settle into Anakin's face, then pressed harder. He showed him hidden routes, Kyber vaults, and legions, bred only to obey. The lesson was simple. Even if the war ended now, the Jedi had already lost the future. Anakin wanted to deny it. He wanted to call it another lie. But the force around Exegol felt ancient, heavy, and certain. He sensed thousands of minds moving with one purpose. This was not chaos. This was design. In that moment, the Jedi Order looked small. The Council's warnings, rules, and doubt could not match what the Sith had built in darkness. If this power reached the galaxy, worlds would fall in days. Armies would shatter. Hope would vanish. Then the fear turned inward. If the Jedi could not stop this, they could not protect Padme. That thought changed everything. Anakin stopped thinking like a guardian and started thinking like a survivor. If the storm was coming no matter what, then resisting it might only leave Padme dead. Palpatine saw the shift and stayed silent. He did not need to speak. Exegol had already spoken for him. Anakin looked at the hidden fleet one last time and felt his faith in the Jedi finally break. From that moment, Mustafar no longer felt like punishment. It felt like destiny. The Jedi still believed they could reach Anakin. They had no idea Exegol had already changed him forever. Palpatine led Anakin into the oldest chamber on Exegol, where the air felt heavy enough to choke a man. Broken cloning vats lined the walls. Ancient machines pulsed with sick light. On a stone altar, bodies rose and failed again, as if the Sith were trying to drag life back from death by force. Anakin could not look away. Every fear he carried about Padme now had a shape. It was here, inside this dark place, inside this terrible promise. Palpatine stepped beside him and spoke in a calm, almost gentle voice. The power to stop death was not a legend, he said. It was a path, costly, forbidden, but real. That single word, real, struck deeper than any Jedi teaching. The Order had given Anakin rules, warnings, and lectures. Palpatine offered an answer. Maybe not a clean answer. Maybe not a safe one. But Padme was dying in his visions, and the Jedi had done nothing except tell him to let go. So Anakin stopped asking what was right. He asked what would work. Palpatine saw the surrender happen in silence. He did not demand loyalty. He built it. He told Anakin that Exegol held knowledge hidden from every Jedi archive, secrets gathered over 1,000 years. If Anakin wanted to save the woman he loved, he had to become strong enough to claim them. The choice was no longer between light and dark. In Anakin's mind, it was between Padme living or Padme dying. The fear inside him hardened into resolve. He bowed his head, not as a servant yet, but as a man crossing a line he knew he could never uncross. And far away, on Mustafar, the first fires of his new future were already burning. Obi-Wan was coming, and Mercy was already dying. Anakin had not fully become Vader yet. But after Exegol, he no longer needed to be convinced. He only needed a reason to strike. And Mustafar was about to give him one. Anakin landed on Mustafar with a different fire inside him. In the original path, rage had driven every step. Here, Exegol had changed the meaning of this moment. He was not just striking at enemies. He was securing the future Palpatine had shown him. A future where Padme lived, the Jedi fell, and a new empire rose from fear. The lava world felt less like a prison and more like a forge. The Separatist leaders waited inside, believing Darth Vader was only the Emperor's weapon. They did not understand they were watching the first move of something far larger. Anakin cut through them with cold precision. No wasted words, no hesitation. Each death was a message. The old war was ending. His war was beginning. When the last leader fell, Vader stood in the red glow and looked out across the rivers of fire. Mustafar was no longer just a graveyard for the Republic's enemies. In his mind, it was the first stronghold of the Empire still to come. Exegol remained the hidden heart, but Mustafar could become its burning fist. Then Padme arrived. For one brief second, Anakin's mask slipped. He moved toward her, desperate to explain, desperate to make her see that every terrible step had been for her. He spoke of safety, of order, of the power to stop death itself. But Padme heard only fear twisted into control. She saw the darkness in his eyes and knew the man she loved was slipping away. And then another ship touched down. Obi-Wan Kenobi stepped onto the black sand, carrying sorrow, duty, and the last chance to stop him. Vader turned from Padme slowly. He did not burn with blind anger now. He burned with purpose, and that made him far more dangerous than Obi-Wan had ever imagined. Padme could still see Anakin in front of her, but Obi-Wan saw something else. On Mustafar, the final chance to save him was about to become a battle for the fate of the galaxy. Obi-Wan stepped onto Mustafar and felt it at once. The planet was burning, but Anakin burned hotter. This was not the furious young man he had chased across the war. Exegol had changed him. The fear was still there, yet now it was wrapped in cold purpose. Padme tried to speak first. She begged Anakin to leave, to run, to remember who he was. For a moment, his face softened. Then he saw Obi-Wan behind her, and the last calm inside him turned to iron. He did not believe the Jedi had come to save him. He believed they had come too late to stop what was already rising. "You don't understand," Anakin said, his voice low and steady. "The Jedi are finished." Obi-Wan heard the words and knew this fight would be different. In the old path, Anakin fought from pain, wild and reckless. Here, he fought with conviction. He had seen the hidden fleet. He had seen the power waiting in the dark. To him, the Jedi Order was already a corpse that had not fallen down yet. Their blades crashed, blue against blue, above rivers of lava. Obi-Wan defended. Anakin pressed forward. Every strike carried strategy, not chaos. He attacked to break Obi-Wan's guard, then his spirit, then the last hope of the old order. The duel tore through the facility and onto the mining platforms. Fire burst around them. Metal screamed under their boots. Obi-Wan searched for hesitation, for guilt, for any crack left in his former student. But Anakin moved like a man who had accepted the death of everything he once loved. Then Obi-Wan reached the bank above the lava and begged one time. Anakin answered by lifting his blade. Obi-Wan understood the truth. He could not save Anakin now. He could only survive Vader. On Mustafar, mercy was fading fast. And in the fire, Obi-Wan was about to make the choice that would scar the galaxy forever. Vader did not return to Coruscant. Not yet. His black shuttle cut through dead space and fell into the endless storm above Exegol. Lightning flashed across broken towers, and the world itself seemed to kneel before the Sith. Inside the Citadel, Darth Sidious waited. He did not greet Vader as a master greets an apprentice. He circled him like a sculptor studying shattered stone. Vader's armor hissed. Every step hurt. Every breath sounded weak. Palpatine loved that. "Good," the Emperor said. "Pain is honest." On Mustafar, Anakin Skywalker had lost everything. On Exegol, Sidious made sure he understood what remained. No Padme, no brother, no Jedi future. Only rage and purpose. The training began at once. Sith cultists lowered Vader into chambers filled with ancient machines and darker relics. Needles fed his suit. Wires pierced what was left of his flesh. The armor stopped being a prison. It became a weapon. Palpatine pushed harder than ever before. He sent Vader into the catacombs beneath Exegol, where blind beasts hunted by sound and fear. He forced him to fight without sight, without rest, without mercy. When Vader failed, the Emperor blasted him with Force lightning until the walls glowed blue. And Vader changed. He stopped fighting like Anakin. No speed for show, no flair. Every movement became heavy, exact, final. He learned to break bones with single blows, to crush blasters in metal fists, to pull secrets from weak minds with terrifying silence. But Sidious wanted more than strength. He wanted surrender. So he led Vader to a hidden chamber where a droid voice replayed Padme's final cries. For one terrible moment, Vader collapsed. Then he rose. And when he did, the chamber shook. Far below, something ancient answered, and even Palpatine smiled at what Exegol had awakened in his heir. Deep under the Sith world, a sealed presence opened its eyes. Vader turned toward the darkness, and for the first time, the darkness turned back. Exegol became Vader's real battlefield. While the Empire celebrated victory in public, he worked in secret beneath endless storm. Palpatine showed him shipyards hidden inside the planet's crust, where cultists, slaves, and loyal engineers shaped a future no senator could imagine. This was not just an army, it was a promise. Star Destroyers slept in the dark like metal predators. Cloning vaults hummed. Sith texts guided every design. Sidious called it the Final Order, a second empire built to outlive betrayal, rebellion, and even death itself. Vader became its iron hand. He did not lead with speeches. He inspected factories, crushed weak overseers, and forced impossible deadlines through fear alone. When materials ran short, he raided hidden worlds and seized ancient Kyber reserves. When workers rebelled, he walked into the crowd and ended the uprising in silence. After that, no one resisted twice. But the deeper Vader went, the more he understood Palpatine's true game. Exegol was not only a refuge, it was an escape plan. If the Empire ever fell, this secret fleet would return and burn the galaxy clean. Sidious was building more than survival. He was building revenge against the future. That truth changed Vader. Part of him admired the scale. Another part remembered the Republic, the war, the lies, and the cost of blind obedience. For the first time since Mustafar, doubt returned small, dangerous, alive. Palpatine sensed it immediately. So the Emperor gave Vader a new task. He ordered him to oversee the first command crew chosen for the hidden fleet, men raised from childhood to worship the Sith. Among them stood a young officer who did not fear him. He met Vader's mask and said, "The galaxy will kneel. Even you know that." Vader stared back, and the Force trembled around them, uneasily. In that cold young voice, Vader heard something worse than loyalty. He heard hunger. And somewhere beyond the storm, the future of the Sith had already begun to move without him. The Empire did not rise as a simple victory over the Jedi. In this timeline, it rose as a machine with two hearts. One was Palpatine's cold design. The other was Vader's burning will. Together, they reshaped the galaxy before most worlds even understood what had been lost. Palpatine understood fear, but Vader understood war. That made all the difference. The Emperor gave speeches through the Senate and the HoloNet. Vader gave examples. On Murkana, he crushed the last open Jedi supporters in one night. On Kashyyyk, he broke rebel cells before they could unite. On Mon Cala, he turned shipyards into prisons and forced entire families to build for the throne. Every campaign followed the same pattern. First came shock, then came surveillance, then came a choice: submit and survive, or resist and vanish. Governors learned quickly that Vader did not reward excuses. Admirals learned that failure was not a report to be filed. It was a sentence. But something deeper had changed inside him. The old Anakin Skywalker had chased peace through love and power through fear. Vader now chased order through control. He told himself that chaos had killed Padme. Freedom had armed traitors. Mercy had saved enemies who returned with knives. If the galaxy wanted peace, then peace would be forced upon it. That belief spread through the Empire like smoke. Officers who once served from ambition started serving from doctrine. They quoted Vader in war rooms. They copied his methods. Stormtrooper training became harsher. Local rulers were replaced by military prefects. Supply lines were redrawn to support not just the public fleet, but hidden routes feeding Exegol in total secrecy. Year by year, Palpatine let Vader see more. Secret vaults, ancient laboratories, maps of worlds rich in ore, kyber, and children strong in the Force. The Emperor was no longer grooming a servant. He was testing a successor, or perhaps a vessel. Vader felt the trap, but he also felt the temptation. The final order was becoming real because of his hands. Still, there were cracks in the design. Some of the old Imperial elite feared Vader's growing influence. Grand Moffs whispered that the masked enforcer was becoming more than an executioner. A few even suspected that whole sectors were disappearing into black budgets and ghost fleets. None dared challenge Palpatine directly, so they plotted to weaken Vader instead. They chose Naboo. It was cruel, and that was the point. Reports reached Coruscant that anti-imperial violence had broken out across the Lake Country. Officials begged for swift action. Palpatine sent Vader at once. He knew exactly what memory he was turning into a weapon. When Vader landed, the planet felt like a wound reopened. He walked through Theed and saw banners burning in streets where he had once dreamed of a different life. People did not cheer. They stared. Some with hate, some with terror, some with pity. That last look cut deepest of all. The uprising was real, but it was small. Vader could see that within hours. Local anger had been pushed by outside hands, then inflated by Imperial agents until it looked like treason. He understood the message. Palpatine wanted to know whether Vader would spare the world that reminded him of Padme, or bury it to prove his loyalty. For one long night, he stood alone beside the dark water. The wind moved over the lake, and for a moment he heard her laugh in his memory. Not the dying voice from Mustafar, the real one. Warm, alive, human. It shook him more than any battle ever had. In the morning, Vader made his choice. He crushed the rebel leaders in public. He dismantled the corrupt officials who had fueled the unrest. Then, he did something no one expected. He ordered the garrisons reduced, restored local control, and declared Naboo under his direct protection. The Empire called it mercy. Palpatine called it defiance. When Vader returned to Exegol, the storm was waiting. Sidious did not scream. That was worse. He walked Vader through a chamber filled with unfinished Star Destroyers and asked only one question. Do you believe you can rule with judgment? Vader said nothing. The Emperor's smile faded. Then let the dark side answer for you. He unleashed a vision into Vader's mind. Cities in flame. Imperial banners torn down. A son with blue eyes. A daughter hidden in starlight. A throne above a dead world. And at the center of it all stood Vader, not as servant, but as heir. Crowned by suffering and feared by all creation, Vader dropped to one knee, not from obedience, but from the weight of what he had seen. Somewhere in that nightmare was destiny, and somewhere inside that destiny was blood. When he looked up, Palpatine was giving the command. Somewhere in the galaxy, two children had just become the most dangerous secret in Sith history. And on Exegol, Vader's next mission would drag him toward them, whether he knew it or not.